the swearing in and seating of a new mayor and vice mayor, two great people who are going to be a wonderful addition to the city. I'd just like to say just a few remarks about this last year, and mostly they're of gratitude. Being mayor of the city of Santa Cruz, I think, is the best job in the entire world. Being mayor of a town you grew up in makes it that much better. Because I knew this was my last go-around as mayor, I think I accepted every invitation that was offered to me to speak to classes, to be at retirement parties, community celebrations. I'm sure I even went to things I wasn't invited to in order to enjoy it. And at all those things, whenever possible, I issued proclamations because one, it's a great opportunity to be able to speak on behalf of the city of Santa Cruz when you're speaking. Two, when you say things in proclamation form, people tend to treat them as fact rather than as opinion. So it was a great opportunity, and so if you remember, I proclaimed days and weeks and months. I even gave James Durbin his own year in a proclamation. Councilmember Terrazas reminded me that I actually proclaimed 2 James Durbin days in the course of this year. And so with my last act as mayor, I want to proclaim one more thing, and that's my gratitude to this community. It's my gratitude for giving me the opportunity to serve. It's a gratitude to the generations who came before me. My daughter, who's back in the corner of the room back there, is a 6th generation Santa Cruzan. And when I think about the family members that came before her, who built not only the roads, but the schools, the churches, the hospitals, the things that made this community work as a community. And I think about the generation that came right before me that purchased greenbelt lands, that stopped drilling in the oceans, that created a vibrant, lively arts community and a tolerant community. I want to thank those previous generations for all that they gave us on behalf of my generation and future generations. I want to thank the community. This community, one of the great joys of being mayor is you get to see different parts of the community that you didn't know existed, and you get to reach out and see remarkable things in small groups and individuals that are acting often in ways that don't get any attention. And in every corner of this community, I found people who are truly committed to making Santa Cruz a better place. They're innovative, they're compassionate, and they're wonderful people. And you see it from Beach Flats to the west side, east side, and everywhere in between. And it's a remarkable gift that you've given me, and you've given me a lot of hope for the future of Santa Cruz. And I want to say that you see this at the national level and the international level. You're seeing all this conflict, and everybody's staked in positions, and they won't move off their positions to get to a solution, even if it puts our nation at risk or our international monetary systems at risk. They've locked in, and the exact opposite is happening in this community. I see people forming around, whether it's Second Harvest Food Bank and raising enough food for people to eat, whether it's using technology to develop a new economy here, whether it's working in neighborhoods to address neighborhood issues, working in schools to address the chronic defunding of schools to make up for it. People in this community have figured out very early and are a prime example that if we all work together, if we collaborate, we're all going to be much richer than if we just stake out as much as we can grab as individuals. And if you look all across this community, you see the benefits of that. I want to thank the city staff, our city manager, Tina Scholl, Scott Collins, and all the city staff. It's been a pleasure representing them because this is a city staff that first and foremost puts public service first. All the city employees took a pay cut. Our police department pays the highest percentage of their salaries into the retirement system of any police department in the country. The fire department came forward with a series of concessions they were willing to make, and we closed an $8 million budget deficit to balance our budget this year. And we did it because the people who work for this community made a sacrifice of themselves, on behalf of themselves and the family, so that one, we wouldn't have to lay anyone off, and two, we could maintain excellent city services. And everywhere I go, people tell me about a police officer that helped them, a fireman that responded, a public works worker who fixed their street, a useful interaction they had in the planning department. There's a small group of people who I think are out there vilifying public servants, but the vast majority of us should and do appreciate their work, and I think it's time that we let that small group talk to themselves, and we'll acknowledge the reality of what's going on. I want to thank my city council members. This has not been an easy year. We've had a lot of challenges from the state, takeaway of redevelopment, an $8 million budget deficit, any number of things. But this council came together to work, and they worked hard. They've gone to extra meetings. They've made very difficult decisions. This city council, for the first time in memory, created a strategic plan, and it has 5 goals and 33 objectives. And the fact that you had 7 council members who come from different perspectives and backgrounds all agree on where we should take the city and provide a vision for the city and measurable outcomes that we can reach to serve the city is a testament to how committed people are and how willing they are to collaborate and work together. The new mayor coming in, Dawn Lane, there's nobody on the council in all my time I've served who's more willing to take on hard issues and do the hard work of the meetings and finding the solutions. And I think this city is going to be very, very well served by our new mayor. And our vice mayor, Hillary Bryant, is bringing energy and a pragmatism to the council that I think is going to be tremendous. And so I consider myself very lucky to serve with all of these council members. Finally, I want to proclaim my debt of gratitude to my family. I'm lucky enough to have about 20 family members from the city of Santa Cruz who remind me they're not only my family members, they're also constituents. So they they let me know exactly what we're doing well and what we're not doing well. From my dad, who became mayor 19 years ago and set up a path for me of how important it was to give back to your community, to my aunts and in-laws and everyone who constantly support me and encourage me. My sister Casey, who was my first campaign manager 7 years ago, and made sure I was going to work hard enough not only to get elected, but once I got elected, to serve the city. And finally, my wife and daughter, my beautiful wife and daughter back in the corner, who had sacrificed far more than anything I've ever done to have me be on council, because I'm not there at nights. I'm out of meetings and I'm gone, and they remind me every day of why I want to do this and how lucky I am to have them in my life. And finally, because my 10-week-old daughter is here, my gratitude is to the city for saying that we are not just going to focus on the current crisis. We're going to create a community that she can grow up in, where she can get a good education, visit interesting shops downtown and restaurants downtown, where she can learn what social justice means and what it means to do right. That'll be a safe community and a viable community and a vibrant community. It's not going to happen because of some city council order. It's going to happen because Santa Cruz is such an extraordinary place. And so on behalf of her and because of her, I just want to thank Santa Cruzans for this past year and tell you how honored I was to serve as your mayor. So thank you very much.